Hey, what's going on, everybody? Movie Phantom here, and yeah, got another double feature for you. As you probably already read in the title, we got Friday the 13th, Part 3, top half there, and The Rite. Alright, let's get into it. Alright, first, from 1982, we got Friday the 13th, Part 3. There's no way you don't know. Oh, I want to meet the people who watch this channel and have never seen a Friday the 13th movie. Seriously, it doesn't exist. But quick rundown is after the events of Part 2, Jason is still at large, and we got a new group of teens that are going to stay at this cabin. Not even really a cabin. It's a house by the lake, Camp Crystal Lake, and of course, well, he's fucking Jason, so he's gonna rip through every one of them. This movie, now, this is a very popular movie, and believe me, usually I get a movie I really like, I'm just like, I don't know what to say because you've already heard it before, blah, blah, blah. Now, don't get me wrong, I really like this movie. I'm a fan, I really am. But you know what? Watching it again, I kind of realized that it's never in my top whatever list, even in the Friday the 13th series. And it's weird because literally it seems like the first 3 or 4 is on everybody's fucking list. Those are the top 4, Friday the 13th. I mean, there's exceptions, I know everybody's like, no, not mine, I don't like this one. But just generally speaking, everybody loves the first 4. And I love the first 2 and the 4th one a lot. I consider them just top fucking shelf. For some reason, I was never huge on 3. So I figured, you know what? Since everybody on YouTube blows this movie, I'm just going to go ahead and do the opposite and just kind of tell you what I don't like about it. Now, don't get me wrong. This is not me shit on this film by any means. I love this movie. I mean, this is a damn good movie. It's a fine slasher film. But it's not one of my favorites, to be honest with you. The main thing is I don't care for the guy who plays Jason in this one. There, I said it. I fucking said it. People love it. I'm just not a fan. He moves so fucking stiffly and robotically. And it's like, bro, you're not even a fucking zombie yet. You're not even a fucking zombie. Literally, watch the movie. He just constantly, when he gets the spear gun, the famous scene where we first see Jason Voorhees don the hockey mask, which, don't get me wrong, is fucking awesome. I got a heart on right now. But, literally, he gets the spear gun and he just kind of it's so ridiculous, and they're just little. If you just watch it closely, there's a lot of scenes like that where he's like Frankenstein's monster. It's almost like he probably thought to himself, I'm gonna take this in a new direction. My hero was Frankenstein's monster, and that's who I'm gonna. It don't fit the character, and he's just so. Especially after seeing, and he even runs in this movie a little bit, but for some reason, just slow the guy down, and he just stiffens up and everything. But yeah. I don't know. I remember, and people like it, but I was never a fan. I didn't care for the psychotic ending there. It wasn't bad, but at the same time, I just remember, as a kid, what the fuck happened? How did Jason's mother reattach her head and come out of the water? I mean, of course, it didn't happen. It was all, in her head or everything, but I just remember, as a kid, it really threw me. I was like, what the fuck's going on here? Yeah, that's really it. There ain't really a whole lot I don't dislike, I guess. I thought there was more. I thought I'd have more of a rant. It really just goes to the Jason. I don't care for Jason. but no, I mean, but it has some awesome kills. Dude on his hands getting split in fucking half. I love that. As a kid, I actually felt bad for Shelly. Because I'm that guy. I'm the fat fuck that, can't get a date or anything. And would try way too hard to, and usually would repel the girls. So I always kind of identified Shelly as a kid. Now I'm watching, I'm like, dude, you're just a dick. No wonder you come off as a date rapist. Calm the fuck down a little bit. Not feeling too bad he gets killed. That's another thing. Gets his throat slit and literally survives a long period of time with his throat slit because he gets his throat slashed, and then Jason takes the mask. You don't see it; it's all off screen. But then he spears the old lady in the head, or not the old lady, but his girl in the head, pow, down. And then there's some other shit happens, and then later on, Shelly shows up for the jump scare, I'm like, how are you still even like? Jason just got sloppy in this one. Not just that, but like, you know, the black guy in the biker gang, like he fucking, like, dude brutalizes him, and then the guy comes back with like barely a scratch, and I'm like, didn't Jason just fuck you up? I know I'm looking too much into it. Now I'm trying to dig, but I'm sorry. I'm trying to go a different direction with it, you know. But no, like I said, overall, I really like it. You know, good death scenes. I love, you know, we kind of get like an homage to the Kevin Bacon kill in first Friday 13th. And of course, you know, this one's the girl in a hammock, feels the drip, you know, blood and looks up, and then fucking, you know, machete right through the fucking hammock. Love that shit. You know, the cool thing about that too is, and I'm sure there's the hardcore fans out there that, you know, caught it, you know, who didn't go on IMDb and check it out. And I'm proud to say I was one of the, you know, I even at a young age, I knew who Tom Savini was. So when she's reading Fangoria, there's an article of Tom Savini, you know, that's, you know, about his gore effects, and then of course he was the guy who, you know, did it. And it's just kind of cool because, like, you know, one of his, you know, most talked about effects was, you know, the arrow through the neck, and then this scene kind of, you know, mirrored that. So I thought that was kind of cool too. So at a young age, like, Little Phantom was being a little critic even then. I was just like, hey, nice, I like that. So yeah, I don't know what to say about this. I mean, I hate reviewing movies that we've all seen because I just feel like I can't really add anything to it. So I tried just to take on this one, and it didn't work out so well. I do love the 3D. Like, I've never seen it in 3D. I think the box set has the 3D glasses, but it don't really work. Like, I don't know. Because I also got a Nightmare on Elm Street. You know, Freddy's dead, and like, you know, last like 15 minutes is supposed to be in 3D. I have the blue and red fucking thing. It don't work. Like, I'm looking at my screen like, this ain't 3D. This ain't 3D as shit. But anyways, what I love about though is I love 3D movies when you watch them in 2D because you just see how ridiculous shit is. Like, they're constantly putting shit into the camera, and it's just like, come on, really, really. Look at this. You know, the pole in the very beginning, he's just doing this shit with it, and they're fixing the antenna, and they're just waving it right in your face. The kid, the baseball, like, holding it really fucking awkward. Like, you wouldn't even be holding it like this anyways. I love it. I'm trying to think, Amityville 3D was like that too. Like, I just noticed a lot of times there was intention putting shit into the camera, you know. But I don't know, did you guys ever watch it? You know, the older crowd out there, did you watch this in 3D and you're like, holy shit, this is freaky. Jason's coming at me. I feel like there's something else I'm going to say. Oh, yeah. And I also felt bad, you know, watching it, and this is something, you know, from my youth as well, but I always hate the fact that they killed off Crazy Ralph in the second one. Because the dude who's, like, sleeping in the road, like, that's Crazy Ralph. Like, that I was like, that's clearly, like, his kind of, you know, the harbinger of doom. That was him. And they're just like, fuck, we killed him off. Well, let's get another old crazy fuck that lives in the area that, you know, spouts off nonsense. It's like, oh, you guys shot your load a little too early there. You guys should have kept Crazy Ralph around. He could have been, I wouldn't say he'd be like the Donald Pleasance of, you know, the Friday 13th series, but he could have been a cool little, like, oh, he's Crazy Ralph. I mean, he ain't killed yet, but he keeps saying you're doomed. But why am I grabbing this? I got a whole other movie. I'm just trying to rush at this point. I'm sorry, guys. It's been a long week. I'll just say that right now. It's been a long week, so my mind's not quite there. Let's shift gears, shall we? So Friday 13th Part 3, it's, you know, big thumbs up. I love it. It's, you know, what else can you say about it? But I do stand, you know, the negatives I pointed out, I do still stand by them. Like I said, and I can't really blame the ending, because I was more when I was a kid. It's not a bad ending, actually. It's kind of neat. It went psychological with it, you know, she's flipping out and shit, and, you know, we never see her again. Well, whatever, you know, we move on. Friday 13th ain't really known for its continuity, so, you know, don't matter. But they should have, like, brought all the, like, you know, her and, oh, what was her name in Part 2? Amy Steele, I can't think of the character's name. Jenny. Like, why didn't they ever, like, bring them back at all? I know, like, in one of the comic books, the Freddy vs. Jason vs. Ash, I think it's the second series they ran on that. I think they brought all the characters back, not just from, you know, the Friday 13th series, but also from the Nightmare on Elm Street series. I don't know, something you can think about. They need work. It's not like these actresses are, like, knocking it out of the park now. They're doing, like, straight to video shit. They would love to do a chance to, you know, do another Friday 13th. I guarantee it. Make it happen, monkeys. So, yeah, Friday 13th, Part 3, good stuff. Let's go to the Rite, because now I can really just talk shit. The Rite, young man becomes a priest, even though he don't really want to be a priest, because fuck it. And he eventually goes into like an exorcism course, like they're training priests to be exorcists, and he ends up kind of palling around with Anthony Hopkins, who plays Father Lucas, as they exercise together. And yeah, that's the basic gist of it. Of course, they come face to face with the demon and all that shit. This is 2011, so it's hard for me to really get into it because I don't want to give too much away if you haven't seen it. Now, I mean, I'm not sure how long this current crop of people have been with me, but I know a long time ago I was very just anti possession movies and like exorcist type movies, demon movies, because they're just getting stale. I mean, how much can you really do with them? And I kind of lump Ghost in there too, but with this new crop of like Insidious and Sinister, and even though people hate them, the Paranormal Activity, I like them. Like those movies came out, and it was fresh, like the same kind of story, but it just felt fresh. So, but still, exorcism movies and possession, I can't get into them, and because I feel like you got two really good ones, and then just stop. You got The Exorcist, Exorcist 3, and then like Exorcism Emily Rose, and we don't need any more after that. Now don't get me wrong, I did, I think a year after this movie came out, I did watch The Last Exorcism, the Eli Roth produced one, found footage, and it was really good. I liked it. But once again, it had a fresh feel to it. But it's movies like The Rite that really kind of turned me off, and just made me realize that they're all the same. Like they're really adding nothing new to the subgenre. And it's not really a subgenre that I'm big on anyways. Like, don't get me wrong, the movies I just listed, I like. Actually, I really like them. But at the same time, I don't want to see any more of them. It's not like slasher movies. I love slasher movies. Keep bringing those out. Crank that shit out for me. But exorcism movies, I can go really only one way. And that's just kind of, I'm done. So, The Rite, I don't know. To me, obviously the draw is Anthony Hopkins. Horror fans, we love him. Just because he's Hannibal Lecter, because, that's all you really need. But I just feel like, he hams it up way too fucking much in this movie. Like, I'm just like, dude, you're Anthony Hopkins. You're Sir Anthony Hopkins. And, like, I couldn't get into his performance on any level at all. The next thing is, it just wasn't that scary, and it did try to be. It didn't overuse jump scares, but you can tell he definitely tried, the jump on you, and it didn't work, because once again, I didn't find it scary. The next thing that bugs me, I'm going to have to get into semi-spoiler alert here. If you haven't seen the movie, just stop watching stop watching me right now and come back to this video when you do watch it. I won't give away a whole lot. The big thing is, and this is, you're talking, I'm an atheist, like, flat out. Like, there's no wiggle room. I don't believe. But, if I'm with the priest, because in this movie, essentially, this guy, he has no faith, going into this thing. Why he joined the priesthood, I don't know. Like, that's the dumbest thing to do. He was just like, in my family, you either become a mortician or a priest. It's like, really? That's your only two options? Fuck off. You could work at Blockbuster. They were still relevant in 2000. No, they weren't. They were gone by then. It don't matter. Anyway, you could have got a job anywhere, and yet you chose the priesthood. It was just kind of like, but anyways, so he kind of has this, he has to have some kind of, what I'm saying? Like, something, made him choose the priesthood anyways, even though he's thinking about bailing out or whatever. Like, he had to have that initial faith. So, when he comes, like, you get to the third act, like, the entire third act is just the longest fucking exorcism ever, where he's trying to exorcise somebody, get the demons out of them. And it's just bullshit and boring. Like, I'm sorry, like, if you're a fan, that's cool. This is my opinion. It drug out, and the whole thing is, like, dude, like, at this point, you have to believe. Like, I myself, a very hardcore atheist, if I'm, for whatever reason, pounding around with this priest, and he's like, I gotta perform an exorcism, you wanna come and help out? I'm going along. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, fuck yeah, this is gonna be cool. I'm gonna talk about it on my show later on and everything. It'd be great. Yeah, let's go. Let's do it. I get there, and granted, there could be that slight chance that, this is all put on for my benefit, but this motherfucker went to Rome. Like, he went to a small, who's putting on the show there? Secondly, this demon, is like saying shit that only he would know about. Like, he just had some personal tragedy happen. He's had private conversations with people who, that he's never mentioned to anybody else, and yet this demon's spouting this shit, right? So, yeah, Satan, right? So I'm thinking to myself, if I'm in this situation, and it's like, Phantom, your mother sucks cocks in hell, I'll be like, wow, that's weird, You can take a guess, though. I'm not going that route. He's like, well, when you were in the 3rd grade, you touched yourself inappropriately. I'm like, whoa, we're getting a little closer to home now. Okay. Yeah, and then, of course, and I'm just like, I'm starting to believe. So instantly, if Satan is, boom, I'm just like, okay, then I guess God exists too. Bam, there's my power. And guess what? Good loophole here with Christianity. He forgives. That's it. And what I do isn't even that bad. I'm not that much of a sinner. Like, seriously, I'm a good guy. I'm a really good guy. Haven't killed, raped, robbed, none of that shit. Like, literally, the worst I do is just run my mouth about religion. And guess what? Now that I believe, I'm forgiven for it. Bam! Fucking power of Christ, motherfucker. Cross in his fucking face. Movie over. That's it. And granted, the demon should have been firing on all cylinders to begin with and could have, obliterated me before. But in this movie, they don't. They don't. Like, demons are just cocky. They just like, fuck it, this guy don't believe, so... But I'm just like, how could you not believe at that point? That's like saying you don't believe in aliens and then like a spaceship flies by. It's like, I'm struggling with it, I don't know. It's like, no, there's an alien, there's a spaceship. You just saw a weird triangle-shaped fucking craft with Martians hanging out the, passenger side window waving, fly by. Guess what? There's aliens. And this movie, the whole 3rd act, it really lead everything up to lead to the, the final exorcisms this way anyways. But the 3rd act is just like, whole time, he's just like, I'm struggling with my faith. I'm like, really? Like, how are you struggling with your faith? Satan's talking to you, or whatever demon, I know, there's like different demons or whatever. Whatever, fuck it, it's Satan. Satan's talking to you. He clearly, he's proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that's Satan. How? And yet, we got like 15, 20 minutes of him battling, this demon. And like the guy possessed ain't doing shit either. Like, seriously, I'm feeling like if I'm a demon, this is my job. I'm just coming out with Uzis. Like, seriously, fuck the whole, like, blah, blah. I'm just like, dude, okay, I'm possessed. Like, really? I don't know. It's ridiculous. So, after about 20 minutes of just this most retarded back and forth dialogue that just like, I don't believe it. You belong to me. It's like, okay. And then finally, he comes to realize, like, oh, wait. If you're Satan, there must be God. Oh, I'm an exorcist now. And he goes right into it. And I don't know. I'm just like, really? It took you this fucking long? Like, did we have to pad this out? This could have been an episode of Tales from the Crypt. This could have been a 22-minute, show with commercials added in, and you could tell the same exact story. But instead, we get this drawn-out fucking bullshit. And it was PG-13, so we didn't get the your mama sucks cocks in hell or, cunt or anything like that. I think we got one fuck. And it was just like, it was a comical fuck too, because he comes home, there's like frogs and lizards and shit in his house. He's like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. So, I don't know. The Rite, I'm not a big fan. I watched it when it first came out, because I was honestly like, okay, well, maybe I'll give one more demon possession movie a chance. And I was like, no, this is why I don't like watching these movies, because I just feel like if you're a Christian, it should be easy. You just be like, holy water, you're dead, bitch. Bam! Man, it rocks being a Christian, because I can just vanquish demons on command. And they don't. They're just like, I'm having trouble with my faith. The demon called me out on it. The demon says, oh, you lost your faith, Father, and guess what? He's right. Shucks, I'm going, what the fuck? I don't know. I'm getting bitter now. It's the whole week of just fucking working my balls off, and then I get to bitch about movies, and I go too far. I went to the red, I'm sorry, guys. Okay, I'm calming down. It's coming back down. I love you guys. You guys know that. Alright, so Phantom has a breakdown. Friday 13th, part 3. Good. The Rite. That's not fair. I should really backtrack for a second. I don't straight up hate this movie. There are things in it I like. I think direction's not bad. Aside from Anthony Hopkins, chewing the scenery, Toby Jones, for the brief amount of time he's in it, does really good. I think the kid does all right, or the guy who's like the young priest. Yeah, I mean, there's certain things, certain elements that aren't bad, but just overall, there's a scene where like I can't even really talk about that way. I can get too much away. There's a certain thing I do like about it. Like I said, overall, I don't know. I say it's a thumbs down. It's not I'm taking a big shit on this thumbs down, but at the same time, it's like it's still down there. Honestly, if it wasn't for the fact that I reviewed it right now, I wouldn't have watched it, and I probably never will watch it again. Like, seriously. Maya was watching it with me for a short bit, and it had her attention for a little bit, but after a while, she's like, eh. And then she walked away. And I was like, well, you're lucky, because I have to review this shit, so. So yeah, that's it, yeah. So, Friday 13th, Part 3? The Rite? So, that's all I got. Thank you for sitting through me freaking out on the Rite. I appreciate it. So, that's all I got, guys. Thank you very much. Have a great weekend, and until next time.